Hi, this is Danny Doyle, and we're almost done. Now
We're
Jacob
almost there.
finally gets MVP Boyd. Whoa!
Hey, he deployed.
Boyd. Now Jacob finally gets to learn why there's a lance called Fuck Ulky.
I'm very excited to see this. Where is he? Where's
Where is he? Where does Anna usually show up?
Oh, I think he joined. I think they join like after you leave the base, and then like
I hope so.
you can see him on map. Deploy. That's where else the bottom of your deployment. There we go.
Ulky, who for some reason is Tibar.
Wow, those are stats. Wrath. What?
Yeah, like I said, I don't think we're gonna have that much trouble fighting Ashnard.
Oh, jeebs, I wonder who's getting resolve.
Well, it's not the person who dealt 0 damage to the Black Knight with Ragnell. That's
We have
damn
so
sure.
many skills.
Wait, we
have
can
20
do
more
more than
capacity to
that.
work
Wait, do we
with.
have Vantage? Oh, I wish we...
guard,
Wait, we have a set...
renewal.
Oh, no, it's just that. Okay.
We give him his mastery with cancel.
In certain conditions,
Improvise.
nullifies enemy attacks.
We can give him provoke.
Provoke. Counter.
Counter. I have never seen the skill menu this full.
And he has insight, which I cannot remove.
You cannot take it. You cannot. Wait. Wait. Okay, has vigilance. Wait.
Don't question it.
Oh, Ulky's the ears one.
Don't question it. It's not worth it.
Huh?
Okay.
This will be fun to watch.
So I actually think we're finally taking our 4-way dancer off.
Oh right. It doesn't check to see if you're a royal or anything. It just the devs just assumed you would never get your hands on one.
Yup.
So we can just oh.
I'm gonna raw dog this. No forges,
No,
no nothing. Let's see if we can warp skip this shit.
No, we gotta buy steel blade.
Do we have the
Meow.
range? Oh, well, actually,
we can...
maybe.
Oh, wait, he doesn't have Kanto. I forgot the burb doesn't have Kanto.
Yeah, but he has flight, right?
Yeah, we can at least kill it. I was thinking you could like kill the seed stone and then fly forwards, but Meow.
What if we do
We
this?
could bait everyone up into that top corner now. There he is, get him!
Oh, wait. We got Gifka again.
Oh, wow, alright!
Or, that's not, wait. It shouldn't be Gifka. Who's that?
No, wait, that's gonna be...
That's Morum.
It's Morum. Oh my god.
50 capacity!
50 out of 40 capacity. Savior!
I like how Stefan is just here now.
Alright, because Miss gets shoved up the deployment.
Yeah, and I didn't bother with, like, anything.
I'm not used to that happening because they usually train Miss, so she's already in the deployment anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Fly still!
What happened?
He flew over the trees! It's still treating him like a hawk.
I looked away for a second. Oh, right. Oh, never mind. I was like, oh, right, effective damage. And then I was like, oh, right. It doesn't matter.
2x effective. Just wait until it gets into resolve range.
Wrath resolve!
Don't have time for 2 range.
Bottom.
This is why we gave him counter though, right?
Okay, well this actually might be bad. It doesn't counter only 1 range effective, or am I gas lamping?
It can counter at 2 range.
Yo,
Resolve
wait, he
Wrath!
has I forgot he has Wrath Resolve. Never mind, it's actually fine.
Yeah, he has like a bajillion avoid now. Wrath Resolve! Thump. I have a feeling he'll be okay.
I think we're fine. I think we're actually fine. I think
Look
we're
out!
actually fine. Enna, you were supposed to be executed! That's Ulky, Hedwin, you dummy. He's probably literally unkillable right now. Like,
the boss is using lightning magic because he thinks he's fighting Enna. He's trying to do effective damage.
Well, so I'm pretty sure that something broke with like the boss fight. Oh, Alencia. Oh, you're fine actually, because I forgot it's fucking Path of Radiance.
Ow. What is she getting? Oh, she's holding the Ragnar right now.
Yes.
The Ragnar weighs like 18 or something.
Well, also cats are fast. Like,
Cats are fast.
That's an important thing to remember. This says a lot about society.
They are the Myrmidon of Lagoos.
This is true. Many people are saying this. I mean, I think they were modeled after Myrmidons, like, unironically.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
It kind of reminds me of, again, like, you can tell the Fates brain. Kitsune in Fire Emblem Fates are, like, the furry version of Samurai and Swordmaster.
He just okos.
Yeah, he's a little bit epic.
Level up!
Like I said, there's a reason, like, I had to fight this. I had to fight these stats. The stats I showed you were his untransformed ones. These are the stats I had to fight.
Alright! He has transformed stats now!
Yup.
Counter!
Boing, boing.
Zreep, zreep.
The fun thing about Wrath Resolve is you can just pretend it's a proc skill and you're getting incredibly lucky until you get to Radiant Dawn and it is a proc skill in Japan.
It still makes my brain light up every time I see the purple and red go off. It actually makes my brain very happy to see that.
Purple and red.
Zreep, zreep. Does Ulki usually have over a 100% HP growth? He does. He has 140% HP. How have I never known this?
Because who uses Ulki?
Because I've never seen anyone use Ulki before. What do his stats look like?
Oh, you can't fly over this part?
No. You're not allowed to have fun. Oh, he does a little bit of damage to this guy.
Just a tiny bit.
How much resolve stat is he getting?
It doesn't show, right? Oh, it does. Fucking 18?
100 avoid. It does show you resolve stats in this. It does show you resolve stats in this game. It doesn't in Radiant Dawn because of how it worked in the Japanese version.
Okay, so a couple of things have hit on him.
Hey, look at that. Zwoosh, whoosh.
There we go.
I can't wait to see what, have we really... Because I know who the last two are going to be, obviously, because there's only 2 Lagoos left we haven't seen. But I don't think we've really seen, like, what their stats are going to look like.
So we saw Naysala.
Oh, right, because we had to get the
as
Night Band.
enemy.
So we did see him. But we haven't seen what Giftka is going to look like.
So that's why I'm going to pick Giftka, because I do want to show off what
that's
all
fair.
we've got.
Physic.
One range physic. Pog.
I love one range physic. One range physic gives me the same energy as playing SOV and firing arrows at one range at enemies. Strength!
You mean playing Fates and using the mini bow? Smile.
Oh right, there's a mini bow in that game.
Also an Engage.
Oh right, there's a mini bow in Engage. I think there's also a mini bow in Three Houses, but no one cares because everyone just gets close counter.
Well, that's the hard mode That's the hard mode strategy. In Lunatic mode, close counters, like, still fine, but it falls off. Or maddening Lunatic.
Yeah, I knew what you meant. I haven't played maddening beyond... How far did I get into Maddening? I know I've played some maddening. I forgot how far I got.
I've only played one route on maddening, and I didn't hate it, but I didn't enjoy it enough to, like, really make me want to play the other routes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I have, like, one of my goals is to beat every Fire Emblem on the highest difficulty, and the only ones I haven't is I haven't done Lunatic plus Awakening, And I haven't done either of the 2 DS games. But other than that, I've played every Fire Emblem on the highest difficulty, assuming that we're not counting all 4 Three Houses routes separately, which I don't think we
I don't think you should. I think, because the first half of the game is going to be almost identical, just with slightly different units.
Yeah.
Look out.
I was really hoping to just, like, skip this by flying over.
Yeah. It's a good thing we haven't gotten the reinforcements yet.
Well, we got one wave.
Oh yeah, we did get some reinforcements.
Yeah. But still a little bit, you know, questionable.
Woo! This does mean you have to play a hard 5 at some point.
Yeah, I mean, so, like, I talked to you about this, how I think it would be kind of cool to stream it, kind of like I did my Conquest run, and since you're, like, my Shadow Dragon friend, grab you and be like, you are the Luna archetype now.
Because I love Shadow Dragon DS. I just recently got through with another playthrough of that game, and that game was so much fun. I forgot how much I love Shadow Dragon DS.
I don't hate it.
I totally get why it's not a lot of people's favorites, but it's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably like my 3rd or 4th favorite game in the series now.
What is, actually, I'm curious, you don't have to have, like, a definitive list, but off the top of your head, what's the order you would put them in?
Counter! Off the top of my head, the top 2 in my mind are, like, Binding Blade and SOV constantly fight each other for first place in my mind. I love them both for very different reasons, but they're both still 2 of my favorites.
So, how do you feel about hit rates? Because that is certainly a top 2 of all time. I know you said different reasons, but that's, like, the common criticism shared.
Yes, I love floor tiles.
It's not the only issue I have with SOV. I do like FE6.
He has rolled that plus 2 HP all 3 times.
I mean, like I was gonna say, he might just have 200%. This is reverse recruitment after all.
It'd be cool if he did. But yeah, those 2 are 2 of my favorites. Shadow Dragon DS is up there now. Sacred Stones is up there mostly for nostalgia reasons, and it's just a really comfy game that I'll play just if I need something really cozy to sit down with.
I fully agree with that, even though... Oh, wait, let's watch this cutscene. Wait, because it's Naysala. I'm actually Mordecai.
Pulls off another disguise. It's me, Mordecai.
It's like, it makes me think of Mission Impossible. They have, like, those rubber face masks that look really bad because it's a really old movie. And there's, like, whenever people parody them, because they'll, like, rip off the mask and be like, ha, it was actually me, Dio. And... So, whenever people parody Mission Impossible, it's like, they'll rip off, like, they'll have, like, 17 masks on all over another, over another, over another.
Imagine you can do, like, an edit of, like, an old Scooby-Doo episode, but, like, they just keep pulling off more masks off the villain to see, like, now let's see who this guy really was. Do it. Oh my god.
Goodbye, Stefan. It's been real.
Some things never change. Stefan dying to a crit.
It wasn't even a crit that killed him. He was gonna get doubled anyway.
But he died. But like the crit hit is what killed him. So it counts in my book.
Hey, you know, we count those, I guess.
The more things change, the more things stay the same.
Epico Stefan moment.
Are you ready to replay Without a King for the 3rd time because Stefan got crit again?
Honestly, that's not even my most traumatic Without a King anymore. Thanks, Ulky. I'm setting up for 4-way dances, and I don't have them anymore.
You finally decided to set up for a 4-way dance, and you just have Lilo racing with no 4-way dance because someone stole his ring.
In protest, I'm using him as a shove bot.
Just shove instead. I don't think you can go that way through the forest unless you're a flyer.
You'll figure out a way. Look, if Gifka can do it, Makalov just needs to go up to Gifka. That is actually so funny. I was watching this time. Last time I looked away because I was like, enemy phase, therefore let me pull up. In the other window, I'm doing some math for the TMGC 0% playthrough we're doing. And so I was like, yeah, but you just look at these and do this math and whatnot. And then you go, oh my god, Gifka. And I was like, oh shit, did he like die or something? But no, he fucking jumps over trees now.
No way, Marum's a chimera. Whoosh. Chomp.
Oh, well, you know, wait, you know why Muarum looks like that? Is it's probably the generic lion. The generic beast is like a lion or whatever, right?
Oh, it could be.
Like enemy? Generic enemy or whatever?
Because he's normally a tiger, but like the game also thinks he's a bird right now. The game also thinks he's a hawk.
Well, and he looks like Skrimir, who didn't get invented yet. Or Kanagus, honestly, that might be Kanagus. Is Kanagus unused in the code? I know Neiluchi is. And Leanne. They have, like, capped stats. It's kind of stupid. It's very funny.
How on earth do you spell Kanagus? Oh, I was almost right.
Don't ask me. I have no idea.
I was actually shockingly close.
You won't believe what happens next. Oh, wait, they're gonna fly over the trees now. Oh, hey, Neiluchi.
The Wings Brothers!
What do you mean to wings? There are no wings! Where we're going, we don't need wings.
Swoosh. I love he just takes off. He just... It almost looks like he runs up a staircase. Like a movie prop or a movie set.
Honestly, quite incredible.
No, I don't want to see his stats. I want to see his stats. Doesn't look like he had... Oh, no, wait, here we go. No, he did have stats.
Yeah, I think they're, like, capped or whatever, right?
Yeah, he has, like, 40 strength, 34 skill, 28 speed, 30 defense. He has the Earth affinity.
Yo, so Ike and Soren fans unite.
Just think about how much easier the final chapter would be if Kanagus joined with an instant A support with Ike. His build goes from 17 to 32.
Damn, I can't believe my Makalov archetype can't go over the forest. This is so homophobic.
He can't fly.
He can if you believe hard enough.
I forgot you needed like a specific requirement to shove, and I was hoping you would accidentally shove Boyd.
Well, shove is below dance anyway. Or chant.
That is
it's
true.
Chant in this game. Gotta get that right. Remember, if you say dance instead of chant or sing, you're a fake gamer.
I'm glad to see that these dragons are just as annoying and bulky in hard mode. Because I remember them being...
You're dumb. You're dumb.
Bomb thing?
Yeah, that's how we do
effective
that.
damage!
Doesn't even...
Oh my god.
Liana, you bitch.
She's hungry! Try throwing the spear for more might?
That's something.
So... Whoosh.
And then we can, like, Irvan. Jeez Louise.
Or we can miss. I love SOV and FE6.
Doesn't even kill. Fuck.
If he had hit.
I know. I mean, I guess we could have set up for Makalov, because Makalov deals, like, 2 damage, I think.
Meow.
Oh, Makalov kills with Harsha.
Accuracy.
See, he's gaining accuracy from his support with his sister.
Yeah, that does give accuracy.
Well, he doesn't have a support with his sister.
Oh, I thought you meant like if they could support.
Well,
I'm thinking of affinities.
If they could support, she wouldn't be dead.
This is true, because what's Makalov again? Let me look up real quick. Let me see how much avoid they
Makalov
give.
is a paladin?
He gives paladin bonuses.
Wait, I didn't even mean that as a Fates joke, but it is a... No!
Well, guess who's freaking dead? Wow, what a way to go out!
This keeps happening. I can't even play through the death. Oh my god! I have not learned my lesson, by the way.
Surely it'll work this time.
So I think what we do this time is we warp 2 people over.
I like that idea. We're also gonna warp Valencia, right?
No, the initial idea was just to warp them both, but it's not enough range.
Can you warp yellow units in this game?
Wait.
Hold up. If we could, like... You could get him closer to the action.
Yeah, I think that's actually better than Tanith. Okay, and now...
Swamp. No, he capped. Strength!
Now he can do staff bonking.
Just target over there so he starts running that way.
Do that for 1 turn, because he won't be aggressive.
Yeah. At least he'll, like, counter all the one-range stuff that gets in his way.
We'll do this.
Thump.
He was a big part of, like, clearing out the enemies near me, but Tanith can do that job now.
I almost kind of wish he did have his correct skill now, because he has 100 hit against everything anyways with Resolve. So it would be silly if he just had that little bit of extra avoid, just so he stayed alive easier.
Well, but it doesn't matter because of sleep. Like
that is true.
Alright. Alright, gamers.
Alright, he can fly!
Yeah, that's why I targeted there.
I forgot he could fly.
Oh, we dodged. Okay, we dodged.
I just completely forgot that he could fly.
Okay, so now they're all gonna fight Moarum. Damn you fool. Wind magic's not effective against tigers.
That's not gonna work. They didn't read the little label on the side of the tome.
Oh, you know why they probably gave him insight?
Why so?
Because the fucking, like, Earth Avoid Brain Rot, where it's like, oh, well, we gotta give the good skill, which is the avoid skill, to the one that's harder to get.
Oh my god.
You know I'm right.
I hate that you might possibly be right.
It's not might possibly, it's just what it is.
He sure is ammo tanking easy enough.
Yeah, he doesn't even have his resolve active yet.
Womp. He does so much damage.
Okay, so after this big long enemy phase, I have to turn off the targeting. And then we just, like, we ball. We YOLO and we ball.
We just watch what happens. If only we had given Ulki a Pure Water so we couldn't get slept as easy. Upsetting.
Damn. This is why you're a tactical genius and I'm a level 1 noob.
I don't know, you're the one who remembered that the lion could fly, even though I'm the one that pointed it out to you.
Well, in fairness, lions flying is not a very normal sight.
Common occurrence.
Yeah, so I can't blame you for not knowing.
Just imagine how different Lion King would go if Mufasa could just fly.
What do you mean you still believe in gravity? Just walk on walls.
Luna!
Bum,
Okay, that looks
ba-dum,
sick.
ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-ba, ba-ba-da, ba-ba,
Oh, here they
ba-ba-da.
come. Ooh, dragons.
Damn, he dealt
Rawr.
14 damage. It's so Jover for us.
The recovery animation for the dragon to go back to its idle stance is so long.
This is Path of Radiance. I'm used to that at this point.
Like, I know most stuff is long, but that one feels especially egregiously long.
That's fair.
Oh, don't forget to turn off the targeting.
So now he'll be aggressive. Now he'll actually go aggro.
Oh, what's the range on the sleep staff? Because I don't think that guy's
So
moving.
it's 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So just one tile below. There you go.
Okay.
And now, oh, do we give Stefan another chance?
No. He had his chance. Stefan has sealed his fate.
He has been confirmed cringe.
Oh, you think that's the fate?
Go get him! He got crit again!
This is just like ChatGPT has always told us. We can't reverse the timeline.
He just keeps getting crit.
Also, shoutouts to Rex Flame against a 7 HP enemy. Honestly,
Whoosh.
the best use.
Hey, you're getting more use out of it than base FE9.
Well, that's not a high bar. That's like saying
gonna say
Ileana's a better unit than fucking Sophia.
But that's because Ileana's epic.
And Sophia isn't? Question mark?
Yeah.
I might have to revoke your coolness license.
Hey, I've trained Sophia in hard mode. I get to say whatever I want.
Really? You
I
can say
have.
whatever you want. Well, you can say whatever you want. So what you're saying is you could say, like, I'm gonna bomb this movie theater and there'd be no consequences?
I could say that I think Sophia's better than Wendy and I can get away with it.
I
Oh my
also
God.
think that. I also think that, though. And not
I
just
know you
because of
do.
Guiding Ring Cope. Like,
That's why I
I
feel-
do think because of the Guiding Ring, but I think even if you don't count the Guiding Ring, she is.
That's-
Because, like,
that's
there's if you're gonna have a shitty unit, right? At least having payoff and also the ability to attack uncountered. Like
Does a lot.
the payoff for Wendy is another fucking general.
Which,
the payoff
like-
for Sophia is the highest warp range in the game. You get Nime for free, but like you get Douglas for free, and nobody uses Douglas. People use Nime. You get
This
a
is
trained
true.
version of each of them, and one of them is the one that people use, and the other one is the the fucking Wendy. And people get mad at him because he's required for true ending. If Douglas was not required for true ending, nobody would use him.
No,
I do think
wouldn't.
he's like a little underrated, but no, you're going the
Oh, he's going to kill
wrong
the
way,
speech
moron!
column. This is upsetting. But no, if you didn't have to keep Douglas alive to get true ending, no way I would keep him alive.
I shouldn't have turned the yellow off.
I'm really not a fan of the side objective of leave aggro unit alive. Especially when your status chance on him is like
I think it
very low.
it can work in some scenarios, but not in the Douglas or FE9 scenario. The FE9 like mercenary, whatever they're called, guys. I don't like that one, and I don't like Douglas. I think the ways in which it can work are like when you recruit them on map, but they would potentially suicide, so like Amelia, for example.
oh yeah, that's like yeah, that's fine. But like objective where it's like this moving aggro red unit, you have to leave them alive for the entire map or for most of the map to recruit them.
Yeah. Well, like, in Amelia, yeah, you can just, like, unequip Seth and have her tink him or whatever, but in theory, a more refined version of that would make it so that unequipping Seth has, like, consequences, where you want to kill the other units, and, you know, like that sort of thing. Amelia's not the best example also, because if you accidentally kill her, you're missing the speed wing more than the Amelia.
Yeah. Funnily enough, when it comes to comparing, like, Sophia and Wendy, the comparison in my mind feels very similar to, like, comparing Amelia to Ewan. Like, which one's more difficult to train and which one has, like, a better payoff or whatever.
Yeah, Ewan does get Mage Knight, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna do that... But, I mean, Amelia gets Paladin, but I think Mage Knight's more unique.
Yeah. Like,
I guess there's Summoner if you're, like, coping, but... I made an entire video about why I don't like Summoner, so...
I am happy we both agree about FE8 Summoner specifically.
The thing is that if FE8 Summoner were in a different game, like, not even changed mechanically, but just lifted in and placed in, like, FE10 or something, right? It would be every bit as good as people say it is, but context is so important.
Uh-huh. I remember... Like, even before you and I started, like, thinking about how summoners actually work in FE8, I remember doing, like, 2 different Ironmans through FE8, and I had people asking me why I wasn't using, like, both summoners, and I'm like, I don't know, like, because I can just bait siege tomes with pure water units, and I can just, yeah.
I mean, I use Null, but not because I think he's good. I use him for the entirely more based reason of, like, I just have fun with summoners.
I use Null because I like him. I think he's cool.
Like, you should use people that you think are fun, even if you don't think they're good.
Yes.
And, like, a lot of units that I think are fun, I also think are good, but it's not a perfect overlap. Like, sometimes something is just, like, fun but bad.
Something I truly enjoy is that perfect medium of, like, this unit is not the worst thing ever, like, teetering on unusable garbage, but this unit isn't, like, good.
Mm-hmm.
They're, like, kind of bad, but not impressively bad.
I mean, I think that's just the modern version of bad units. Like, we don't get garbage anymore. We just get people who are, like, bad but fixable.
Below the average.
Unfortunately, that leads to, like, the weirdest and most toxic arguments about, like, if you ever say a bad unit from a game that came out after, like, Awakening onwards, if you ever say a unit in one of those games is bad...
Here it goes!
10,000 people will pop up from the rabbit holes to be like, actually, look at this picture of Donald with all cap stats. Don't you can
fix this unit so they can't be bad.
Don't you feel silly now?
I remember you mentioning something like that, where it's kind of this idea of, like, anyone can be fixed in this game, anyone can work, therefore no one can be bad.
Yeah, and so, like, especially when it comes to, like, Fates and Engage and stuff, I'm doing, like, community tier lists as a side project on my main channel, where people vote, and we recently did the Fates one, and the D tier is empty. And I got a bunch of comments that are like, well, there's no D tier units in Fates because everyone is usable. And the thing is, the weakest unit in Fire Emblem Fates is leagues better than, like, Boars and Sophia and Ogier, right? But they're not competing with Boars, Sophia, and Ogier. And not even in, like, the concrete sense of, like, these units are competing over resources and deployment slots, right? Like, experience and deployment slots. Also in that sense of, if you're making a tier list, and you're making, like, you've decided we're going to divide it into 5 categories, right?
Mm-hmm.
The people in the highest category are the best as compared to everyone else. But the people in the lowest category are, or should be at least, the ones who are worse than everyone else. Yo!
Oh, good.
Yo!
Oh my god!
Dragon Slayer Tanith!
Okay, that was awesome.
Like, I don't think that tier lists should be guides. In fact, I think that that is a silly way to approach them. I think that the point of tier lists is just to have fun in categorizing, sorting, and sort of like ask hypotheticals.
Just fun to spark conversation to talk to your friends over.
I think if you're making a list, choosing not to use one of the categories just on account of like, well, this game has a very strong cast is very silly, especially because I already don't have an F tier for Engage or Fates, just because I don't think the distinctions between the units are enough to warrant 6 whole tiers. But the units are distinct from each other. It's not like... I mean, Fate's units are probably more distinct than any other cast, just because of all the different tools they get access to. Like, individually. I don't know. I want to say, like, it's not useful if you just leave one empty, but that makes it sound like, oh, well, it's not useful as a guide. But that's not where I'm coming from. It's more like it just feels silly. It doesn't communicate anything. And in fact, it makes it more of an unreadable mess, because these units are mostly clumped into 2 tiers, with a few people in A and a few people in S, but everyone else in B and C. So it basically, rather than like ordering the cast in terms of like, these are the best of the best, then these people are good, these people are pretty good, these people are okay, and these people are going to be struggling, right?
Yeah.
Instead, it just becomes like, these are the best of the best, these people are pretty good,
Luna!
Here's everyone else.
Oh, it gets doubled. That's upsetting.
And I've only ever encountered this in, like, the Fire Emblem community. And I think it's partially because people get so attached that they're, like, little
They're scrunkly that they trained.
Because, like, a comparison that I would make is, like, competitive Pokemon, right? You can, as many competitive Pokemon YouTubers have shown, bring absolute trash onto ladder, and if you're a skilled player, you can still get quite a few wins. Damn, Ulki got hit? Wow. Thankfully it was one of the 2 damage guys, but shit.
Yeah.
Life flashed before my eyes there. Like, Blunder did an entire video where he used Sudowoodo on ladder. Jimothy Cool does, like, Muck Mondays, where he uses Muck in the highest tier of competitive Pokemons. And you don't even need to be, like, a super expert to do that. Like, I've used meme teams to, like, moderate success at low ladder. But despite everyone being, like, you don't soft lock yourself out of winning, unless you've got, like, fucking Caterpie or something, the Pokemon community doesn't have, like, it still has rankings, and it still puts people in the viability rankings in, like, D tier or E tier, and, like, we'll say, you know, we do not recommend you use this if your goal is to win.
Well, that is true. Because whenever I see tier lists for Fire Emblem units, I never tier a unit in a vacuum, really, I guess. I never really think of, like, here is this unit, here's what they bring to the table. In my mind, which, you know, when it comes to tiering, you have to, like, lay down your rule set, you have to lay down your standards, you have to say, like, oh, here's what, like, the rules are, here's how I see units. So whenever I think of anything tier-related, my first thought is, like, opportunity costs between units. Sure, everyone's usable, but who's making, like, the best use of all of those resources that we're saying we have?
And a big one is deployment slots. Like, some games don't have them. SOV and FE4, I think, are the only 2 in the mainline games.
I think so.
But either deployment slots
are a resource,
and experience are both resources. Especially if you're disallowing infinite grinding, which I tend to think most lists should, simply because otherwise things get so homogenous.
Otherwise, like, everyone's really good for the most part.
If everyone is one-rounding and dealing and taking 0 damage, then the only thing that distinguishes units from each other is their class. And at that point, we just sort based on, like, then it's a class tier list, right? Which is its own sort of fun thing to be like, okay, the best class,
who has
is
the
it
most
Wyvern,
movement?
is it Pegasus, is it actually Paladin? And those can be fun, especially since oftentimes, like, there can be some that are surprising. Like, I actually, maybe this will be more controversial than anything I've said, but Wyvern is a bad class in Awakening. I said it.
Ooh.
It has Deliverer utility in the form of Griffin, but as a pure combat class, Flight is a downside in Awakening. There's very little terrain, and the maps that do have a lot of terrain are usually kill boss, so you don't need Flight on your combat units so much as you need Flight on, well, Deliverer. Like, Griffin Knights are good at delivering people. But in terms of turning, like, Wyverns into actual combat units, and the same goes for Pegasuses and Darkflyers. Like, you go into Darkflyer for Gale Force, but then you leave. Because so many enemies have, like, Max Wind and Silver Bow. Like, Arcwind. Arcwind is what it's called. Winds and Silver Bows. That if you're trying to do big enemy phases and you're weak to... If you have arrow weakness, right? Or wind weakness, you're kind of just fucked. Like...
Vise. Yeah, that is very true.
I also think Wyvern's bad in FE4, but that's just because you can't take advantage of Flight, and part of it is because, like, Altana's the only Wyvern and she's bad. Like, maybe if you had a Wyvern earlier in Gen 2 or even in Gen 1, like, things would be different.
I don't think I would trust Ulki to go in there.
I think
maybe if he gets, like, mended up...
staff.
Maybe if he gets, like, mended up to full...
Well, what's the dragon's hit rate against him?
Like 30.
Aww.
Yeah, that's real sketch. Yeah, I think it's fun to, like, discuss units on, like, tier lists and stuff, just to spark conversation and just have a civil conversation about these make-believe characters in a video game and how they relate to each other.
I agree. Do-do-do-do.
Woo! Ulky the bulky! 62 HP, baby!
Keeps getting that HP growth. So 60 must not be the cap. Unless Lagoos have different caps than Bjork, maybe?
Danny, if you would have just used heal, he'd be below half HP now.
So Tanith probably dies here, but I'm warp skipping the final map, so I don't know if I care.
Oh no! Tanith, no! I mean, she did break the Wishblade, so, like, there's no sense in using her anymore.
Well, she broke the Wishblade, that means she gets a wish, so we can actually use her.
Tanith's wish. I wish to be alive.
I wish to not die. No, sire.
To the front lines with you.
Anyway, I don't think Makalov can Kanto to safety, so...
Oh well.
Astrid fans,
hey, he
this one's for you. Astrid fans, this one's for you.
No. Irvin, yippee. Thump.
It's funny, like, I feel like people get so attached to not letting the fire units die, and I get that, especially if it's, like, a character you really like. But it is funny how upset people will get in, like, a Let's Play or a stream if someone lets a unit die.
Lets a unit die.
I was playing a hack, and I was on the final, like, 3 maps, so there were a lot of casualties, and it was not a hack I enjoyed. I thought the gameplay was, like, really bad, so I really didn't want to keep playing, so I just played through deaths, because I was like, I've got a big reserve, like, I've got a big bench.
We'll be fine.
And then it got to the point where I actually had to deploy someone who was, like, way understated and underleveled for the final map, and I just, like, deployed them on account of them being an 8-move flyer, right?
Uh-huh.
And they did some rescue dropping, and we get towards the final boss, and because there was a mechanic that wasn't fucking explained, that threw off my plan to kill the boss. So I was like, oh, I actually have to, like, clog this hallway with a light rune. So I did it, and then I was like, oh, you can't Canto after using a light rune, because whoever uses a light rune, right? So, like, I was like, oh, fuck, like, my main lord is gonna die now. So I had the filler character sacrifice themselves to save the main lord, so I wouldn't game over and wouldn't have to replay this, like, hour-long, incredibly unfun map. And, like, chat erupted with, like, at least 4 people being like, are you just gonna sacrifice her? And I'm like, the fuck do you want me to do? Waste an entire hour of my life so this unit who has been riding the bench for 10 chapters can live despite the fact that she has an empty inventory? Like, she wasn't doing anything. We have 1 enemy to kill, the final boss. I'll be fine. I'll be fine without filler Pegasus number 17. I don't even have, like, I get that, like, some amount of it was probably like, oh, I like this character or whatever, right? But I didn't even have any supports with her, right? I was using one of her support partners, and I'd gotten, like, a C support between them, and it was just, like, that was all my interaction with the character. That and the fact that she's, like, kind of an asshole to everyone else in the army, so I was like, well, I don't really care if you die.
This final dragon is beefy. Look at this guy. But I've gotten more accustomed to playing through deaths as well in a lot of instances. Oh my goodness, nice crit. But there are definitely times where playing through a death will just make, like, a map so much easier or save you so much time.
Oh my god, the Wishblade. If the Wishblade had 2 uses left.
Or had 2 uses. That's some of what helps about, like, Iron Manning, is if someone dies, then, like, you're not expected to reset and go back. It's like, oh, that's just how it works. There's not, like, this expectation of, you're gonna go, like, reset for this unit, right?
I've been doing a lot of replays of Fate's Revelation. Partially because I really, really like that game. And partially as a, sort of like testing out different builds for my ongoing series talking about units. And one thing that I've gotten out of that is there's a lot of, so I really like, I really value the ability to get paralogs, because in addition to, like, being able to get strong child units, paralogs let you sort of jump the EXP curve. But the push and pull of that is, especially in Rev, there are a few very strong units who are core insexuals. Gunter, Reyna, and Shura, and Fuga are all very, very strong units who can't get you paralogs. And while I, like, often play without Shura and Fuga, I usually play with Reyna for a little bit, but, and this is, you'll see now it's not actually unrelated, what'll happen is frequently she'll just get, like, unlucky and, like, miss and get crit or something, or, like, the thing that initially started it was on the map where Flora is the boss, I forgot about Flora's personal skill. And so I attacked her from 2 range with a bow and died to exact damage because of the personal skill.
That is hilarious. Oh, do you just want to warp?
Why would I waste a warp staff?
Oh, there's only 2 tigers left.
Also, I'm pretty sure it's Arrive, not Seize, right?
The tile's red, so I'm very certain it's C's.
It is C's, you're right.
Zeus and get out.
But because of that, now I've gotten, like, much more accustomed to being, like, even if this is a very strong unit, or a unit who I've, like, invested in and used, like, a strong build in the mid-game and they die in the late game. Like, in my current playthrough, I did, like, a high-investment Oboro Kinshi Knight build, and then she fucking died because I did math wrong and didn't realize she was getting doubled by something. Like, I was 1 off And I was like, I don't really feel like replaying the map. I've gotten enough, like, playtime with her to sort of have an idea, so I let her die. Sorry, Obero fans.
I mean, that happened whenever I was doing Hard 5. Harden ate a 2% crit in the Camus map, and I hadn't used the save point yet, and I was like 8 turns in. So I was like, well,
Stefan died.
I was like, screw it. I guess Harden's dead for the rest of the game.
Stefan is a Harden archetype.
Woo! Rip Stefan. Oh well.
You celebrate it! Join us next time for a finale. FNAF Alley. Five Nights at Freddy's finale.
Five Nights at Radiance.